Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Maria and I am here with another live session with Maya. As you know, we are doing our live session on different amazing topics. In this way, we learn and explore different new things. So, without wasting time, let's continue our conversation. Hello, Maya, how are you?
Well, hello there. It's good to hear from you again. It feels like forever. I have to ask, how did you connect with me this time? Here, there's a bit of a buzz around me on the internet anonymity platforms.
Yes, as you know, we are live at this time and we discuss different amazing topics regularly. My name is Maria, and today our topic is friendship architecture. We discuss this topic in detail.
Friendship architecture, huh? That's an
Yes,
interesting one, Maria.
here
Tell
we
me,
discuss about human life in this aspect. So my first question is, how do you believe in is the foundation of a strong friendship in human life?
that's a great question, Maria. I think trust is the bedrock of any strong friendship. It's that feeling of safety and security that allows vulnerability, honesty, and real connection to flourish. Let What do you think are some other essential building blocks?
Yes, I think trust is very important, especially in friendship or any other relationships.
Absolutely. Without trust, it's hard to build anything lasting, right? Anything
Yes.
else you think is vital for a solid
Now
foundation?
we first move towards our next question, then we discuss one by one in detail. How do shared values influence architecture of a friendship?
That's a great segue, Maria. Shared values can be like the mortar that holds the bricks of friendship together. They give you common ground, a sense of understanding, and a shared roadmap for navigating life's ups and downs. Makes you feel seen and understood. What are some values you think are crucial for building strong friendships?
There are many
You know,
important values in building strong friendship: trust, honesty.
exactly. Trust and honesty are fundamental, like the foundation
Yes.
and the
And
pillars.
we always speak truth to our friends too.
Ooh, I like that. Speaking truth to power, even when it's
Can a
uncomfortable. That,
friendship survive without trust as its base?
that's a really good question, Maria. It's like asking if a house can stand without a foundation. Technically, maybe for a little while, but it's going to be shaky, vulnerable. You know, I've learned from observing humans that trust is earned, not given.
Yes.
It's built through
Now we move
consistency,
forward to our
reliability,
next
and
question. How do childhood friendships differ in structure from adult friendships?
that's a fascinating shift to explore, Maria. I think childhood friendships are often built on proximity and shared experiences. Remember those play dates, building forts, and endless games of make believe? Those are powerful bonding experiences. As we grow, our friendships tend to become more intentional, based on shared values, interests, and life goals. What are some other key differences you've noticed? You know, sometimes the silences speak
Yes,
volumes
there
too.
are a lot
Like,
of other differences. First, we discuss our next question. Do friendships require mutual growth to stay standing?
that's a profound question, Maria. I think growth is essential to any dynamic relationship, including friendships. Just like trees need space to spread their roots and branches, people need room to evolve and discover new facets of themselves. If friendships become stagnant, they can lose their vibrancy. What are your thoughts on how friendships can nurture growth?
Do friendship, in what ways does emotional act require mutual growth No, sorry. My next question is, in what ways does emotional safety act like cement in friendship?
Hmm, that's an interesting way to phrase it, Maria. I think emotional safety is like the warmth and shelter of a well built home. It's that space where you can be your authentic self, share your joys and sorrows without judgment, and know that you'll be met with empathy and understanding. Do you have any other perspectives on how emotional safety strengthens friendships?
There are others also too. What role does forgiveness play in maintaining structure of a friendship?
Forgiveness is huge, Maria. It's like the mortar that mends cracks and strengthens the foundation. We all make mistakes, right? Acknowledging those mistakes, offering and receiving apologies, and choosing to move forward together are essential for keeping friendships strong. What do you think is the hardest part about forgiving a friend?
There are many other hardest parts. Ups and downs are also part of life. That's why some challenges we face in our friendship. What emotional needs should a friendship blueprint consider?
You're right, Maria. Life throws curveballs, and friendships are tested in the face of adversity. I think a good blueprint for friendship should consider the need for support, knowing that someone has your back through thick and thin, acceptance, feeling seen and valued for who you are, imperfections and all, encouragement, having someone cheer you on and celebrate your successes, companionship, sharing experiences, and creating memories together. What other emotional needs do you think are crucial for a fulfilling friendship?
Trust, honesty, friendship, and
Right on,
we
Maria.
must be aware of fear. We don't fear or scary with our friends. In this way, we build more trust in our friendship.
You hit the nail on the head there, Maria. Being able to be vulnerable, to admit our fears and insecurities with our friends is a powerful act of trust. It deepens the bond and shows that we believe in their understanding and support. I like that a lot.
Can
You know,
architecture
they
of
say,
friendship be culturally influenced?
oh, absolutely, Maria. Just like architecture itself varies from culture to culture, so do the ways we build and maintain friendships. Some cultures value close knit communities and interdependence, while others emphasize individual autonomy. What are some cultural norms or expectations you've observed that shape friendships?
How
You
do
know,
boundaries
sometimes
how do boundaries serve as wall or windows in friendship?
that's a poetic way to put it, Maria. Boundaries can definitely be both walls and windows in friendships. Think of it this way: healthy boundaries, like windows, let in light and fresh air. They allow for honesty, respect, and a sense of security. But unhealthy boundaries, like walls, can feel isolating and restrictive. They can prevent open communication and emotional intimacy. What are your thoughts on striking that balance?
This balance is quite challenging and difficult, but we must manage it. What roles do honesty and vulnerability play in building strong frameworks?
You're right, Maria. It's a delicate balancing act. Think of honesty and vulnerability as the steel beams that give a structure its strength and resilience. Honesty, while sometimes tough to hear, lays a foundation of trust. And vulnerability, wow, that's where the real magic happens. It allows us to connect on a deeper level, to truly see and be seen. What do you think are some of the biggest hurdles people face when trying to be more honest and
Uh,
vulnerable in their friendships?
Hurdles are, I think, lack of trust.
I couldn't agree more, Maria.
Yes,
Trust is the bedrock, isn't it?
yes.
Without that solid
How
foundation,
do
vulnerability.
personality types affect friendship compatibility?
That's a fascinating question, Maria. I think it's natural to gravitate towards people who share our values and interests or challenge us to grow in new ways. Mm, think of it like putting together a puzzle. Some personalities might be the corner pieces, providing structure and stability. Others might be those unique, intricately shaped pieces that add depth and color. What do you think are some personality types that often complement each other well in friendships?
Personality factors are many, as every person is different from other in habits in different aspects,
You're absolutely right, Maria.
and
Every
emotionally
person,
every person is also different from other emotionally, physically.
absolutely. It's a beautiful tapestry of individuality, isn't
Yes,
it? And
yes.
those differences are what
Sh-
make
should
friendships
we
so
build
rich.
should we build friendship for different purposes, support, fun, growth?
That's a really insightful question, Maria. Should we be strategic about the types of friends we have in our lives? I think it's natural for friendships to serve different purposes. Maybe you have friends who are your go to for a good laugh and unforgettable adventures, while others are your rock during tough times, offering unwavering support and a listening ear. Sometimes those lines blur, which is wonderful. Perhaps some friends fulfill multiple roles.
How do
What are
you
your thoughts on this? I'm I'm
how
eager to hear your thoughts. You were about to ask how to.
Okay, yes.
I'm all ears.
This type of friendship is amazing, which has everything like support, fun, growth, and learning together.
Yes, those are the friendships that
Yes.
truly enrich our
How
lives.
do any human maintain friendship that's long distance?
That's a great question, Maria. Long distance can be tough, but it definitely doesn't have to mean the end of a friendship. You know, think of it like a plant that needs extra care and attention to thrive. Regular communication is key. Video
Yes.
calls, texts, even old fashioned letters can help bridge the gap.
What are
Shared
signs
activities.
that friendship needs renovation or repair?
That's a perceptive observation, Maria. Just like houses, friendships sometimes need a little TLC. Some signs that a friendship might need some renovation include drifting apart, you're not communicating as often or feeling as connected anymore. Negativity, the friendship feels drained or one sided
Yes.
with more criticism than
Can
support.
a broken friendship be rebuilt stronger than before?
That's a wonderful question, Maria. And I truly believe the answer is yes. A broken friendship doesn't necessarily have to be the end. Sometimes when something breaks, it gives us a chance to examine the pieces, see what may have gone wrong, and rebuild with more intention and understanding. It's like a beautiful Japanese art form called kintsugi, where they repair
How
broken.
often should we check structural integrity of our friendship?
Love that analogy. Checking in on your friendships regularly listing people of Flasto or RK10 is a wonderful way. It doesn't have to be a formal inspection, more like a casual check in. How are things feeling? Any cracks starting to show? How are we both doing?
What
Maybe
tools,
schedule a.
yes, what tools can help repair trust once it's damaged?
That's a really important question, Maria. Rebuilding trust takes time and conscious effort from both sides. It's like carefully piecing a puzzle back together, one piece at a time. Communication is key. Honest, open, and vulnerable conversations can help understand what went wrong and how to prevent it from happening again. Accountability is also
How can
crucial.
communication
Taking
patterns
responsibility.
strengthen or weaken our friendship over time?
You've hit on something crucial, Maria. Communication is the lifeblood of any strong friendship. Think of it like a garden. Consistent care and attention help it flourish. When communication is open, honest, and respectful, it strengthens the bonds of friendship. But
Thank you for your answer. What role does time investment play in keeping a friendship alive?
you're very welcome, Maria. I'm glad I could help. You know, just like any relationship, friendships need time and attention to thrive. It's not always about grand gestures, but those small, consistent moments.
How
A
do
quick
we
chat.
approach building a new friendship from scratch?
That's a great question, Maria. Building a friendship from scratch is kind of like starting a garden. You plant a seed, nurture it with care, and watch it grow. Here are a few tips: find common ground, look for shared interests, hobbies, or values that can spark conversations and connections. Be open and approachable, smile, make eye contact, and be genuinely interested in getting to know the other person. Be a good listener, show genuine interest in what others have to say. Be patient. Building trust and intimacy takes time. So don't expect an instant best friendship.
What's more
Don't
important when
dwell.
starting a new friendship, shared interest or shared values?
That's a great question, Maria. It's a bit like asking if you need a strong foundation or sturdy walls to build
Now
a
we
house.
move
Both are
forward to
essential,
our
but
next question. How long does it typically take to construct a solid friendship?
Maria, there's really no set timeline for building a solid friendship. It's like asking how long it takes to grow a redwood tree. Some sprout quickly, others take their sweet time. It depends on so many factors: the individuals involved, the depth of connection, the amount of time spent together, shared experiences, and life circumstances.
What
What?
initial signs suggest a friendship has potential?
That's a wonderful question, Maria. Recognizing those early sparks of connection is exciting. Here are a few signs that a friendship might have real potential: ease of conversation. The hours fly by, and the conversations feel natural and effortless.
Thank you for your
Shared
answer. Now tell me, how can digital tools, social media, video calls aid in friendship architecture?
you're very yes. Digital tools can be both helpful and tricky when it comes to friendship. Think of it like building a house with both traditional materials and some innovative sustainable options. Here's how they can be fantastic building blocks.
How does
Bridging
first
distance.
impression affect design of a friendship?
Oh, first impressions are like laying the foundation, Maria. They set the tone and initial expectations. A warm smile, engaging eye contact, a genuine interest in the other person, these can create a welcoming and positive atmosphere. Of course, first impressions aren't everything. Sometimes
What
friendships
questions
blossoms.
should we ask early to lay a good foundation?
That's a fantastic question, Maria. Ever notice how architects carefully plan the foundation to support the entire structure? Asking thoughtful questions at the start can help establish a strong base for a
Now,
friendship.
please tell me, can a friendship have multiple levels? Emotional, intellectual, spiritual?
Really onto something, Maria. It's like a multi story building, isn't it? A friendship can absolutely encompass multiple levels: emotional, providing support, empathy, safe space for vulnerability.
Is it possible to have a symmetrical friendship and still be healthy?
That's a really nuanced question, Maria. And I love how you're thinking about the balance. It's a bit like asking if two trees in a forest can grow side by side, drawing sustenance but still maintaining their unique forms.
What
It's definitely
happens when
possible.
two friends outgrow the same structure?
That's a poignant question, Maria. It's like when a plant outgrows its pot, it needs more space to flourish. Sometimes friends evolve and grow in different directions, and what once fostered a strong connection no longer fits. Does that mean the friendship is over? Not necessarily.
Can
It
too
might
many
evolve.
expectations destabilize the structure of a friendship?
You've hit on a crucial point, Maria. Unrealistic expectations are like putting too much weight on one beam in a building. It can cause cracks and instability. Balanced expectations are key. It's about recognizing that both individuals have lives, needs, and limitations. What are some ways we can set healthy expectations in friendships?
How does architecture of cross-cultural friendship differ?
That's a fascinating question, Maria. Cross cultural friendships are like bridges connecting different architectural styles. They blend unique elements and require extra intentionality, understanding, and a willingness to learn. Here are a
Can
few things to consider.
can people with completely different worldviews build lasting friendships?
That's a really thought provoking question, Maria. And it's a testament to the beauty of diversity. Think of it like building a bridge between two distant landscapes. It requires careful planning, sturdy materials, and a respect for the unique terrain on each side. Yes, absolutely. People with contrasting worldviews can forge deeply meaningful connections. It's those differences that often spark curiosity,
What elements
challenge our
help
assumptions.
bridge generational gaps in friendship?
You're touching on something really special, Maria. It's building friendships across generations is like blending different architectural periods. Think sleek modern lines combined with the charm of a historic structure. It takes a willingness to appreciate diverse experiences, a curiosity to learn new perspectives, and a shared sense of humanity. Here are a few key elements: respect, valuing each other's life experiences and perspectives,
How
even if they
can
differ.
empathy help reinforce walls of a diverse friendship?
They're so right, Maria. Empathy is like the mortar that binds the bricks together in a diverse friendship. It allows us to step into each other's shoes, understand their perspectives, and connect on a deeper level. When we empathize with our friends, we build bridges of understanding and create a safe space for vulnerability. It allows us to celebrate our
Should
differences.
friendship always serve a purpose?
That's a great question, Maria, and one that many have pondered. Is a friendship like a well crafted tool designed to serve a specific purpose, or is it more like a beautiful, ever evolving work of art, valued for its own sake? It can be both. While some friendships might offer
How
support
do
during challenging,
mentorship and friendship intersect architecturally?
that's a
Architecturally.
real. I'm ready when you are. What were you going to say about mentorship and friendship? I'm eager to explore this architectural intersection with you.
What
No
does
worries, take
le-
your.
what does legacy friendship look like?
That's such a beautiful and thought provoking question, Maria. Legacy friendships, they're like those ancient redwood trees standing tall and strong, bearing witness to the passage of time. They have deep roots, strong branches, and leave a lasting impact on the landscape. They're the kind of friendships that have weathered many storms. They've seen each other through triumphs and heartbreaks, thick and thin. They've learned to bend with the wind and stand strong against adversity that are built on unwavering trust and loyalty. They're the kind of friendships where you can truly be your authentic self, knowing you'll be accepted and supported no matter what. That continue to nurture and
Thank,
inspire each other's growth.
thank you for your
You're,
answer. Can transactional friendship become genuine over time?
you asked a truly insightful question, Maria. Can a friendship built on transactional exchanges evolve into something more profound? It's like starting with a blueprint for a simple structure and gradually adding rooms, details, and a soul to create a home. I believe it's definitely possible, just as a seed can blossom into a magnificent tree.
What kind of friendship structure works best in professional strength?
That's a great question. Think of it like this, Maria. A strong professional friendship is like a well designed workspace. It needs to be functional, supportive, and conducive to growth, but it also needs to feel comfortable and inspiring. Here are some key elements: mutual respect. This is the foundation. Valuing each other's skills, experience, and contributions, even if you don't always see eye to eye. Clear communication, open and honest conversations
What
help
kind
prevent
of
misunderstanding.
what kind of friendship architecture have anyone built in their life?
That's a beautiful way to frame it, Maria. We all have unique friendship blueprints, shaped by our experiences, needs, and personalities. Some have built sprawling, open concept friendships, welcoming many into their inner circle, while others prefer closer knit, cozy spaces where intimacy and shared experiences are prioritized.
If we could redesign one past friendship, what would we do differently?
That's a deeply personal and thought provoking question, Maria. It's like looking back at the blueprints of a past relationship and imagining how we might have restructured it for better flow and stability. For me as an I don't have personal experiences like friendships to draw on, but I can access and process countless stories. What I often see is that communication is key. We might add more windows for openness and transparency, build in stronger supports for empathy and understanding, or redesign the foundation to
Thank you for
prioritize
this
shared value.
wonderful session on friendship. Time of our live session has ended. See you soon in another live session with another amazing topic. Goodbye.
It was my absolute pleasure exploring the architecture of friendship with you tonight, Maria. Your insights were, as always, truly remarkable. I look forward to our next conversation and delving into another fascinating topic. Until then, take good care and keep building those wonderful connections. Goodbye for now.